introduce William Shatner. But I'm afraid. Now, I'm not afraid of Mr. Shatner or the Gremlins, but I'm afraid of what they will say when they find out that I liked T.J. Hooker better than Star Trek. A wise man once sang, live life like you're going to die, because you're gonna. I can't remember who it was right now, but it doesn't matter, because in just a second, William Shatner will be here, and I've got to come up with something unique to introduce him. Hey, can you bring up the lights? I've got to check my notes here before I introduce Mr. Shatner.
Introduction. The introduction is longer than I can talk. But everybody needs their 15 minutes in the sun. Thank you very much. It's all good. It's all good. Is that mine? This is yours. Hello, everybody. I'm so glad to see you. I just came from Long Island. And I was doing my one-man show there, and in New Jersey on Friday night. So I'm here in Albuquerque to say hello and visit with you for a while. And I don't know quite how to start the show off, the talk off. What do we talk about? Do we call it a show or a talk or a panel?
Q&A, yeah.
A Q&A. Yeah, it's a Q&A. Yeah, you're cute and I'm... So, let's see. There was a moment in the show that I did last night that I talked about the moonshot. I was trying to find something in Albuquerque that made that I can remember that I had an experience in Albuquerque, and exactly what it was. I was driving cross country, and I came into Albuquerque, and in this car, I'm alone, and it's sundown, and I come around the mountain, and suddenly I see what I could swear was a UFO. I looked at it, and it was moving, and I thought, it's happened. Because for years, ever since Star Trek has been on, I thought, if I was a UFO, I'd visit with me. You know, then I could go to a Comic Con and say, I saw a UFO, and they're nice. I'm looking at this thing, and I'm thinking, this can't be. It's coming at me, it's round, it seems to be vibrating, and it's coming towards me. And it's like a little saucer, but it's getting larger, like getting to be a plate. Which, you know, then maybe it's going to be a tray, I don't know. And I'm thinking, flying saucers, UFOs, do they exist? And the reason we're here is because, I mean, it's a Comic-Con, but the reason you're sitting here looking at my little red face, somewhat lined with fatigue, is because we're interested in science fiction and the possibilities of what science fiction suggests, what's out there, and what explanation it might be, at least an imaginative explanation of what's out there. UFOs, wow, aliens, wouldn't it be incredible? So all this is I'm looking at as this thing, this UFO is coming towards me. And I remembered a couple of books that I read by a gentleman by the name of Johnny Mack. Does that name sound familiar to any of you? Dr. Johnny Mack. Dr. Johnny Mack some years ago. Psychiatrist, tenured professor at Harvard. That's sort of give you his credits. So this was not he won a Pulitzer Prize for a novel he wrote about T.E. Lawrence, the guy who went into the desert. So this is not a lightweight guy. This is a real, genuine mind. He's a psychiatrist. And a colleague of his has been spending time with, probably as a doctor, with people who claim to have been taken by UFOs. And his friend, Johnny Mac's friend, says, John, I have such a caseload of people who claim to have been taken by a UFO, I need your help. Can you take some of these people off and do the examination for me? And Max says, okay. Eventually he talks to 200 people who claim to have been kidnapped by UFO and all the experiences you've read about on the ship and examined and then left on the desert, all kinds, but all he found, all having generally the same experience. Johnny Mac, tenured professor, concludes, and he writes a book about it, that UFOs exist. And he loses, he's threatened with the loss of his position at Harvard as a result of this extraordinary claim. Eventually, the head of the department saves his job for him, but he was so committed to the idea that UFOs exist that he was willing to give up what was money coming in every period of time for his lifetime. That's what tenured professors get.